What's happening, family? Dr. Joe here. Hope each of you are well and blessed. Listen, this is a question that comes up all the time. Perhaps you've thought this, you know others who've thought it. And that is, or you've asked this, or you've heard others ask this question. Why is it when people lose weight or go through any type of transformation, they gain it back? That's always something no one wants to do. It's always something that concerns the vast majority of people who lose weight. People always say, hey, I don't want to gain it back. Who would want to go through weeks, months, years of hard work and then gain it back? So I think we're all on the same page with that. And there are three reasons that I want you to keep in mind. The first reason why people gain their weight back is because they are unaware of how their surroundings are subconsciously impacting them. A lot of times people put themselves in situations within their homes, within their environment. We live in a culture that is always feeding us. We live in an over-nourished society. There was a time to where the vast majority of deaths were coming from malnutrition. That's not an issue here in the West. We have overnutrition. We eat too much. That's why we have such an issue with obesity. So we live in a society where we're always conditioned and programmed to eat stuff that we don't need, eat more than what we need. When we go to restaurants, the huge amounts of food that are given to us, all right, it's this overconsumption. We're always eating snacks. We're never in a fasted state. We aren't taught about fasting enough. We aren't encouraged to abstain from food. So our environment is always influencing us. The people that are around you are influencing you, all right? So it's not just a cultural thing, but it's also the microcosm within this macrocosm that we live in called society. People at your house, people at your job, people eat incessantly. People eat when they're not hungry. So one of the reasons why we gain the weight back is because when you're no longer on your diet or on your program or whatever it is that you're on, you become more susceptible to subliminal programming. So once you reach your desired objective and goal, you have to control the environment that you're in. And not only do you have to control the environment that you're in, but you have to constantly maintain yourself to be in a frame of awareness of what's influencing me. Are the weekends influencing me? Are my friends influencing me? Is my workplace influencing me? Because at the end of the day, you're the person who is responsible for putting those control factors in your own environment to not go back down the road that you have spent weeks, months, and years to get away from. That's the first reason why we gain the weight back. The second reason why we gain the weight back is because we underestimate the power of accountability. Everybody has to be accountable, and you need accountability in several ways. The first way you need accountability is within yourself. You know what the best form of accountability is in terms of weight? The scale. Why? It's not going to lie to you. It's not going to tell you what you want to hear. It's going to tell you what you need to hear. It's going to always put before you the 100% unadulterated truth of where you are. So this is why when you reach your certain goal weight, or as you're trying to attain your goal weight, you've got to hit that scale every day, because it is a form of accountability that you need. If that accountability is not there, what's going to happen is you're going to gradually gain the weight back. It's almost impossible to gain weight back when you're looking at yourself get bigger each and every day. Most people don't want to get on the scale because they don't want to own up to what it is that they've done the day before, the week before, the night before. So they want to avoid it. So when they avoid it, then they get to the point to where I'm not going to weigh myself. You don't know how that action or activity has affected you. And those things done over time your trajectory will be in the position of going back to where you've come from. The third reason why people gain the weight back, and this is the biggest one that you probably don't hear often, you didn't lose enough. When you get to the point to where you hit the best version of yourself, physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, that place is so euphoric to look at yourself in the mirror and like what you see, to walk around in clothes and doesn't feel like it's tight, or things that you don't want to wiggle or wiggling or moving. When you can go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, all your blood markers look good. When you can get up out the bed and you don't feel pain in your knees and your back and your joints. When you're walking around here in your 40s and feel better than you did when you were in your 20s. When you get to the best place of your life, it's so sweet in that place that you are more willing to make continual contributions to stay in it than leave from it. It's like a person who goes to jail, right? They get out of jail after 18 months and they do the right thing, versus the person who was in there 10 years. They didn't do enough time. So a lot of folks, you want to celebrate yourself. You lost 20 pounds, you lost 30 pounds. That's great. But you still got another 50 to go. You still got another 40 to go. You still have another 20 to go to optimize your life, to optimize your sense of well-being, to optimize how you're thinking, to optimize how you're feeling. Because let me tell you something. When you get to that symbolic Canaan place and state in your life, when I say Canaan, that is a biblical allusion to Canaan land. When God gave the children of Israel this land called Canaan, which was the land of flowing milk and hot honey. When you get to that optimized place of your life, you're not on prescription drugs. You don't need any type of pills to enjoy having a healthy sex life, brothers. All right. You got stabilized hormones. You don't have issues or have to inject yourself with insulin on a daily. Your blood pressure is not through the roof. You're happy. You're not suffering from depression. You like how you look. You like how you feel. When you get to that place, it is an intrinsic motivating factor to stay there. It makes it easier to get up out the bed because you say, hey, I've worked too hard. I feel too good to go back. It makes it easier to adhere to your diet. You're not tripping when everybody else is eating fried chicken and going to the buffets, constantly eating food. You're not even tempted because you understand, because you've optimized your physical sense of well-being, that this is too sweet for me to go back to that point. So review these points. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.